People are using their talents to help fight the coronavirus.
And others are finding ways to keep up with their pre-pandemic obligations. I'm Abigail Brown.
And I'm Samantha DeBusk. You're watching Carolina News Today.
A 7th Robeson County resident tested positive for COVID-19 on Wednesday. According to the health department, that person is in the most common age group for COVID positives, 18 to 49. He or she is not hospitalized and is recovering at home. The virus was picked up from a coworker on a job site in a neighboring state. Health Department Director William Smith told the Robesonian newspaper that the county poses no major concerns because of its low-density population. On their Facebook page, the Robeson County Health Department continues to emphasize hand washing and social distancing.
UNCP's Entrepreneurship Hub in downtown Pembroke has been awarded a grant of nearly $500,000 from the Golden Leaf Foundation. They applied for the money to help pay for the internet services and software for their entrepreneurs and residents, as well as to hire personnel for event planning and to participate in the Sandhills Entrepreneurship Engagement Network. Hub Director Thomas Hall says the grant is even more timely now when small businesses struggle to stay afloat while most people are required to stay at home.
We are grateful that Golden Leaf has funded this initiative. Not only will building this network help us in normal times, but it's even more important today as we help businesses recover from this pandemic.
UNCP's Student Government Association held their meeting over the digital platform called Zoom last week and passed a resolution supporting a new graduation requirement for incoming students. Several committees of the Faculty Senate have been researching and discussing a requirement for students to engage with Indigenous cultures and communities. Students would need classes in American Indian Studies or attendance at various campus programming to add up to 80 contact hours. Students would also be able to use community service with Indigenous communities to meet the requirement. The proposal calls for the number of hours to be prorated for transfer students. The Academic Affairs Committee of the Faculty Senate is expected to vote on the proposal Wednesday.
An art major in the Honors College was still able to work on her senior project, even though classes can't meet. She's painting a mural for the town of Pembroke.
Hi, I am Emmeline Austin Hardin Mansfield. I am a senior here at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, where I am majoring in studio art and concentrating in painting. I'm from Pembroke, North Carolina, born and raised. I am a member of the Lumbee tribe, and I'm here today to talk to you about my UNCP Senior Honors College project, which I have titled Be the Light. There are so many reasons I chose to paint a mural for my project. But I guess the biggest reason is because I wanted to use my creative gifts and talents to give back to my community. This community has meant so much to me. It's the least I can do to give them a pretty picture to look at. I chose the sun because I really wanted to incorporate positivity, but I wasn't sure how. And in today's world and society, there's so much negativity. You could even say there's so much darkness. And I wanted to bring a little light to everyone's life, or at least everyone who sees it. So far, this pandemic hasn't affected me being able to paint my mural. However, I did have to take a break for a little while because of a previous shoulder injury that I had that was flaring up a little bit. But I'm hoping to be able to get back at it, though I'm not exactly sure how the next few weeks are going to play out, considering how this virus is traveling. I can only hope that I can finish it by the end of May, and if not, I can promise you guys that I will finish it whenever I safely can.
The university is seeking inspirational messages that the campus community can record on their smartphones and submit for their In This Together campaign. Officials hope to keep people's spirits up and foster a sense of community while we're all stuck at home and trying to get through this semester. You can see examples on the school's social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. To submit one of your own, maximum 30 seconds, email the clip or a link to your clip to video@uncp.edu.
What's up, Brave Nation? This is Cecilia Brandon, a proud UNCP alum and former student athlete. To all of our current student athletes, coaches, and administration, stay positive, motivated, healthy, and safe during these times. To the Pembroke community, remember, we are a family and we're going to get through this together. Go Braves!
Speaking of online campaigns, the Programming and Activities Council is putting the Spring Talent Show online this week. PAC will send out an email to students telling them where they can watch the submitted home performances, and will also tell them how to vote for the winner. To watch and to vote, you can use these QR codes that you see here or follow the instructions in the email.
Hey folks, Mason Miller here. So recently the CDC issued a new guideline saying that people out in public should now wear a face mask indefinitely. But just how feasible is that guideline? And can you find a face mask? And if so, at what price? People on social media have been giving out tips on how to make your own face mask at home, much like this one. And people like my mother have begun making their own face mask as well to give to healthcare workers. And today we highlight her story and just how generosity and kindness continue to combat this virus. Take a look.
I'm Michelle Miller, and in the time that the nation has been quarantined, I've decided to do something to try to help people who, like our healthcare workers, people who have to go out into the public. So I make these masks. I've started making these masks, and they're a basic cotton material. They are filtered. I do use a 3M filter, which might be a little bit different from other homemade masks. As you can see, I buy the highest level of a filter, which covers viruses. I also have a nose guard to make it adjustable and more safe around the nose area. And I make them in all sizes. The filter is replaceable, so there's a slot in there to replace the filter. And I also make tiebacks. This way it makes it a little bit more adjustable, especially for little kids. I can also make them with elastic. So they're lightweight. It provides some level of protection and pretty fashionable because kids seem to love the Avengers.
Maintenance workers at Tyndall Air Force Base have begun producing a version of the N95 mask to help supply first responders and medical professionals. They're actually printing the masks on their 3D printers.
It costs about $13.50 per mask. The filters that we are using, they come in packages of 50. It's going to be about $17.50 for those. The seals that we are using for it are window seals, and they're peel and stick. They just go around the outside, and the straps are really cheap. We found some rubber bands at work. It's $3 for a bag of 50. So in total, it's less than $20 per mask, and these masks should be able to be used for a long period of time. You can wash them every day, multiple times a day. Filters are easily replaceable.
So right now we're looking at from what we hear in the news, we're hearing that there's a PPE shortage, or a personal protective equipment shortage going on right now. So the intent of printing these masks now is to kind of get ahead of that shortage that we may see. So these masks, once they run through their current stock of N95s, they'd be able to use these to supplement what they have, and they would be easily cleaned and reused. I want to say how important it is to have relationships in a network, especially in a situation like this. I had the personal connection to my friend from high school who actually developed and designed the masks, so that made it really easy for me to reach out, pick his brain, get his knowledge on how they were designed and how they were produced. So I was able to reach out to him very easily, and then since I already had the relationship with Sergeant Marshall, it made it very easy to talk to him, get on the same page, same playing field, realize we're working towards the same common goal, and we want to get that synergy going forward to help us tackle this potential shortage that we're facing.
As COVID-19 has temporarily shut many businesses down or limited their ability to operate, one Durham-based commercial cleaning service citywide is still considered essential.
We go into businesses or any kind of medical facility where anybody needs us, and we will wipe down surfaces that are touched most often That's why they're called touch points. So think of countertops, faucets, buttons on the elevator, a Xerox machine. We wipe those down, kill it with a known disinfectant by the EPA to kill the coronavirus. In the case of spraying, we'll actually take like a backpack sprayer, a handheld sprayer, and spray the entire room, and it will stick on all surfaces, doors, doorknobs, desks, the same kind of thing. The most important thing for us is the safety of our employees, because we can't help the public if we're not safe ourselves, and that's the #1 goal. If there's a known case in the building we go into, they're full hazmat, they're in PPEs. If there's not a case and we're doing preventive spraying, then they can just go in normal street clothes. Everybody wears a mask, everybody wears gloves. We're doing what the CDC recommends. Normally we all go into buildings just to say hi to our clients. We're in masks and gloves at this point.
If you're cooped up at home, this might be the time to adopt a pet you've been thinking about. You'll get quality time with a new dog or cat to get them acclimated to your house and feeding and training. So pay attention. Here's our Robeson County Pet of the Week.
Katrina has been here, as a matter of fact, she's celebrating her 1-year birthday. She's actually probably a little bit older than a year, but we got her last March. So she's been here a year. She came March of 2019. She is an Aussie mix. We're not sure what she's mixed with, but she's a beautiful dog. But Katrina is very shy. She will take a special person, someone who's willing to work with her, someone who doesn't mind that she may be reticent at first, very cautious about getting attached. And that's true with a lot of dogs that are in rescue situations, that are in animal shelters. You don't see the true animal here. You see glimpses of the true animal because they're under such duress. It's very stressful being a rescue kennel animal because the noise, as you can tell when you film, the noise, most of the animals are stressed out. They're afraid. They've lost their home, their owner. The person they thought they loved and trusted has turned them in or abused them. Not all the times is that the case, but often it's the case. And Katrina is a type of dog that has been through that. So she's very shy, not aggressive at all. I feel that she'll be good with children once she feels safe in a home. She's got a playful side. Once you get her to trust you, she wants to play. She likes to play hide and seek and fetch. But she will need time. I think it'll probably be several months to a year before she actually truly feels that she is home with whoever gets her. And we pray that she gets out of here soon, because a year in a shelter is a long time for an animal. And of course we keep them here till they die. I mean, we're a no-kill shelter, and we love them and we care for them, but that's not the same as being in a home with someone who lets them have the run of the house or have their own play space, and they have their own bed, and they don't constantly hear other dogs barking and fighting for attention. Katrina has been had all her shots, dewormed, update on heartworm treatment. We send them home up to date on everything. The only thing they may not go home having done is if they're too young to be spayed or neutered. And of course we provide a voucher to go towards that. But Katrina will have everything done. She will have been spayed, up to date on everything. So whoever gets her, she's good to go for a little while. You can email us at rchsfriendsforlife@gmail.com. And we are in the process of redoing our website, so they can't reach us on the website yet. When it comes up, hopefully in this next month, it will be www.RobesonCountyHumaneSociety.org. And so hopefully you can go on and get on there and join our little blog. Otherwise, they can call the Humane Society at 910-738-8282, or they can come by at 3180 West 5th Street and fill out the application there.
The coronavirus pandemic is forcing people to wait for big birthday celebrations or get creative. Mary Barrow of Craven County is a cancer patient who celebrated her 60th birthday on Saturday. Borrow is a survivor of thyroid, brain, ovarian, and breast cancer. And people from all over the state tried to make it special for her with a drive-by parade.
They all came just for me, and it's really special. I have been fighting cancer, and so this is sort of a critical birthday. But it just made me feel really special, and I'm a fighter. I'm not giving up by any means, but I've got a tough road ahead of me.
Friends of Borrow say they just wanted to put a smile on her face this year, and Borrow said she wished she could have given everyone a hug.
Many parks and recreational areas have closed in alignment with North Carolina's stay-at-home order, and Eno River State Park is no different. But the Eno River Association has acknowledged the importance of keeping some trails still up and running, like the Confluence Natural Area in Hillsborough. This trail follows the river through a remote area that the ERA says makes it easier for visitors to distance themselves. Since bathrooms and trash services are currently not available, the association has asked hikers and bikers to do their part by keeping the trails clean. For weekly updates about which trails are still available to the public, visit www.enoriver.org.
Welcome to this week's edition of NCDOT Now. I am your host, Miracle King. Let's get started. People are urged to follow the governor's stay-at-home order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. If you must travel, use caution and avoid distractions, especially in work zones. And just because fewer vehicles are on the roads, it doesn't mean it's time to drive faster. National Work Zone Awareness Week is April 20th through 24th, and the North Carolina Department of Transportation wants to keep everyone safe as transportation projects under construction continue. NCDOT urges drivers to stay alert and pay attention to signs, work zone flaggers, and their equipment. Avoid using mobile phones or changing radio stations. Obey posted speed limits and don't tailgate. The department continues to receive reports about trash of all kinds, including masks and gloves along North Carolina roads. NCDOT crews are using caution as they pick it up, but urge you, as always, don't litter. We need everyone to help keep North Carolina beautiful and safe, and it starts with each of us doing our part. Remember, the state's Health and Human Services webpage is North Carolina's trusted official source to get the most accurate, up-to-date information on the coronavirus. NCDOT is also providing updates as necessary. You can find that information and more on our website, ncdot.gov. From all of us here at the North Carolina Department of Transportation, safe travels.
Braves Athletics looks forward to when they can all get back together.
And the sports world tries to figure out the benefits of postponing big events or canceling altogether.
Ty the Sports Guy phones it in right after this.
What's going on, Brave Nation? Welcome back to another week of CNT Quarantine. I'm Ty the Sports Guy. I know we are all missing our sports teams in action. Well, UNCP Athletics has put together a series every Saturday called UNC Pembroke Athletics Game of the Week. Each sport will have an opportunity to have one of their games be shown live on YouTube. This Saturday, tune in to watch wrestling compete against Limestone. You don't want to miss it. Last week, we got a chance to talk to an NFL athlete about what he does to train while being quarantined. This week, CNT reporter, videographer, and student athlete Jillian Ebron was able to put together a video of our student athletes so that we can see how our athletes are preparing for their return. Take a look. Student athletes haven't been allowed in the Jones Center since the end of our first week of spring break. Director of Campus Recreation, Justin Winans, tells us how they are sanitizing the building to keep everyone safe.
4 operations were suspended. Our procedure included each individual patron utilizing our cleaning solution to wipe down and sterilize their own station or pieces of equipment that they had utilized. Also, our student and professional staff would come behind them periodically and make sure that each station was thoroughly wiped down and cleaned. Once operations resume, we will continue our standard procedures in that fashion. We will also undergo a thorough cleaning by facility operations that will extend to the Canton Fieldhouse and to the athletes' weight room to make sure that each area is thoroughly sanitized.
The NASCAR Research and Development Center in Concord has turned its attention to manufacturing face shields for medical workers. Here's more from Nate Wimberly at WB-TV.
In a time where engineering is needed to mass produce supplies for healthcare workers on the front line in this fight against COVID-19, no sport is better equipped than NASCAR.
We've got some of the best fabricators, engineers, and mechanics used to working in this fast-paced environment and working with high-tech tools like 3D printers, CNC machines, all that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a unique industry and a unique position that we're all in to be able to contribute this way.
At the NASCAR R&D Center in Concord, they are churning out thousands of face shields daily to go to Novant Health. Technique Incorporation normally makes parts for race car chassis, but now they are using that ingenuity to make face shields as well.
We were able to take this process from concept to shipped parts in under 96 hours, and we are currently producing over 20,000 of these face shields a day. I could not be more proud of the team at Technique for what they've accomplished and the good work that we are doing in not only our community, but communities across the nation.
But the need goes deeper than face shields, and yes, NASCAR is meeting that too. Matt DiBenedetto and Wood Brothers Racing have donated hundreds of tablets to seniors in nursing homes so they can video chat with their families. The Joey Logano Foundation has partnered with Elevation Church Outreach to establish a $1 million COVID-19 response and recovery fund.
And the plan is, not to just, reinvent the wheel at this moment, try something new ideas. It's about executing plans that are already set in place, because the moment is now that people need help. It's right now. So we wanted to kind of dump fuel on a lot of organizations that already have something planned out for these type of moments.
He's won 6 national titles, but University of Alabama head football coach Nick Saban has a new first, his own email.
During an interview on ESPN's SportsCenter Instagram page, Saban acknowledged his new foray into technology, and the COVID-19 pandemic factored into the decision. Saban says emails for him were recently being sent to his wife, until she told him enough was enough and he needed to access messages himself. So now the 68-year-old is using technology to stay in touch with staff, players, and others while the world continues social distancing. Like universities across the country, Alabama is not playing a spring football scrimmage this year due to the coronavirus.
It should be Masters Week, and Tiger Woods should be wearing a green jacket at the championship dinner.
Instead of being in Augusta, thanks to the coronavirus pandemic, Woods was celebrating responsibly at home on Tuesday. He sent out a tweet where he was indeed wearing the green jacket while hugging his kids, girlfriend, and 2 dogs. His champion's dinner at home consisted of sushi and sashimi and steak and chicken fajitas. The 2020 Masters has been postponed until November 12th through the 15th. Woods should have the opportunity to have his real Masters Champions dinner there on November 10th.
Although the Masters Championship was postponed, the same couldn't be said for the oldest major championship in golf. The Open was scheduled for July 16th through the 19th, but due to the pandemic, it was called off completely. The Open was the first major to be canceled since 1945, when all but the PGA Championship were called off because of World War II. And that's all the sports updates I have for you this week. Until next week, I'm Ty the Sports Guy.
That's it for us. Send us your story ideas in the comments section.
We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching.